Because of this project, my grandfather is now going to try and find out about Robert. I think that George was very brave and that it would have been really hard for his family when they received his letter after his death. They must have treasured the letter. My family hadn't put together a family tree before this project. When I look at it, I feel proud of my family. Who am I?
He didn't have his belt on. My mother always wondered why he hadn't got his belt on in the picture. So this is now from my brother, who remembers a bit more of me. They have got my grandfather's belt that wasn't on the picture. He has got it.
Who am I? I'm going to talk about my granddad, who in 1907 decided to travel to Cuba from Gran Canaria because there weren't many jobs.
My great-great-grandfather was called Frank Marsden and he lived in Sheffield. What happened was he joined the Royal Engineers for World War One and he went all the way to Somme, France. When he was there, the Germans gassed him.
And this is a death penny, and it's because he died. Every family who one of the people who were in the war died, they get a death penny, and it looks like this, and it says his name on it there.
My story is about my great-great-uncle called Dougie Wakefield. He was a famous comedian in the 1930s and 40s. He married Edith Stansfield in 1930. Edith Stansfield was the sister of Gracie Fields.
Who am I? I learnt a lot about my family tree in the Making History project. The Mackenzies, the Fletts, and their homes in Scotland and Orkney. Why don't you find out about yours?
Who am I?
I haven't got a visa to go to England. I have a permit, but I haven't got a visa. And I can't get a visa because there are not enough visas given to people. He said, would you like to accompany a children's transport? 2 days later, my passport, one suitcase, I arrived at the train station. And there was this big train going to England with all children. So I was an accompanist of a children's transport. They call it Kinder transport.
Who am I?
Hello, my name is Shona. I was born in London. My mom is Japanese, so I am studying Japanese. This video is going to be about Japanese food. I did a little survey about Japanese food at my Japanese school. This is how it turned out.
So what is your favourite food in Japan?
My favourite food in Japan is ramen.
Okay.
Sushi.
Sushi.
Tonkatsu.
I like sushi.
Thank you.
Clearly sushi was the most popular, so now we're going to show you how we make our home. So this is sushi, a different type of sushi from the normal one. It's called temaki sushi and we normally have this at home. So this is the nori, this is the rice. It's a special type of Japanese rice which is normally used in sushi. And this is the filling. This is the omelette, it's like egg. This is smoked salmon, this is avocado, this is tuna, this is salmon, this is cucumber and this is prawn. Now I'll show you how to make one. Natto is a traditional Japanese food made from fermented soya beans and it is very popular in Japan. But many non-Japanese people don't like it because of its look, sliminess and smell. So now we're going to do the natto eating test. So first up we have my little sister, who really likes natto, eat natto first. So here we have a bowl of rice, and we normally have natto with the bowl of rice. So I'm just going to put a bit of natto on it.
No.
Want to just eat it now?
Yay! Ow! Ow!
Do you like it? Do you like it?
Yummy!
Okay, you like it. So now we have my stepdad doing the natto eating test, and well, he had never actually tried natto before, so this is going to be his first time eating natto.
Okay, here we go. If I just tell myself I like it, I'm going to really like it. Oh! That's really horrible. It doesn't taste like baked beans at all. I'm going to eat it. Apparently it's really healthy.
Thank you for watching this video. Hope you can enjoy some Japanese food as well.
Who am I?
Hi, my name is Casper. I am 10 years old and I go to Grasmere Primary School in London. I love playing football and hanging out with my family. My history project is very interesting and it inspires me because I found out much more about my family. One day I was doing research on genealogy websites and found out about my great-great-grandpa who was born in Poland. I found this very fascinating. My mum is Polish and my dad's side of the family were Polish Jews. My great-great-grandpa, called Yehuda Leib Ostrynski, was a rabbi and later came to Leeds, becoming one of the city's first rabbis, leading the congregation of the Etzheim Synagogue. My grandma and I had a chat about what we found out.
Hi. So I got a couple of questions about this story. So firstly, where was this all set?
Well, the whole story as we knew it originally started in eastern Poland in a little village, small town. I think it was bigger than a village, called Suwałki.
And was it anywhere else?
And then eventually afterwards the history moved from Suwałki and the whole saga ended in Leeds.
We talked about my great-great-grandfather and how he joined the Russian army, leaving his town for many years. And when he returned, he found another rabbi had taken his place, and a war between the two then began.
So when this other rabbi came in, what actually happened in this small town?
Well, there seemed to be two very strong factions in the town. The ones that were pro him and the ones that were against him. And the poorer people were for him and the wealthier people were sticking up for the other rabbi who had more money.
And then it got a bit violent, didn't it?
Yeah, it got quite violent, but because they weren't the type of people who were violent with weapons, they used the only real weapons to hand, which, funnily enough, were rolling pins.
So you're saying that on a road there were two people running after each other, two rabbis running after each other with rolling pins?
Yeah, but I think probably more people joined in. And there weren't eventually two people, there were quite a few people chasing each other around the town with masses of rolling pins.
And is that how he got kicked out?
Yeah, because one
He
set
lost.
of... Yeah, his rolling pin set of people lost the battle, and the other rolling pin people were definitely the winners, and he was then asked to leave the community, and he didn't actually have any choice.
So what happened to the rest of the family, except from the wife and the children?
Well, of course, we've no actual records, and we don't know. We can only presume that they disappeared in the pogroms and were taken away by the Nazis.
Right. And all of this, how does this make you feel when you talk about it?
Tremendously sad, but also I feel very happy that it's not just brushed away and forgotten about.
So you like that the past has been still kept?
Yeah, I think it's very important. It is to me, and I think that it's important that people know what went on in those days and how hard it was.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I thank you.
I then went to the New Farnley Cemetery all the way up in Leeds. I went to see where he was buried and to see how it looked.
So right now we have just found the Rabbi Yudah Louis Ostrinsky, my great-great-grandfather, who departed this life 4th of April 1946, deeply mourned by his children and his congregation. Now if you look upon the whole of this cemetery for Jews, this building, which my great-great-grandfather is buried in, is the biggest building because he was one of the most important Jews in Leeds. This history project has taught me a lot about my family, and some of the things we found no one knew before. I hope you liked my film.